From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a major night here on Evenings LALATE as viewers of this channel pounce like Purple Hawk to get those incredible stimulus checks before Christmas. In tonight's recording, we'll go over how to get these incredible stimulus checks before Christmas. And this is for you. Stimulus checks for low-income individuals. Stimulus checks for SSI, SSDI, stimulus checks, SSA, stimulus checks, VA, stimulus checks, and RB. These are stimulus checks in every U.S. state. In tonight's recording, I'm going to show you how to get these incredible stimulus checks before Christmas. They've been law since the month of March. Viewers have got to them since the month of March. And they're getting them monthly, and they're going to get them next month. So if you haven't got to them yet, I'm going to show you how to get them in tonight's recording. 18 months of stimulus checks, $3,000 of stimulus checks a month. On average, 5 stimulus checks a month on average. We'll go over the latest details on how to get these incredible stimulus checks before Christmas. Then we set up using Christmas to get more stimulus checks. That is those monthly stimulus checks, so that you get stimulus checks in December and that you get stimulus checks in January and continuing thereafter. For low-income stimulus checks, SSI, stimulus checks, SSDI, stimulus checks, SSA, stimulus checks, VA, stimulus checks in every U.S. state. Plus, we'll be looking at the countdown of a brand new show coming to this channel, or coverage on this channel, PEBT stimulus checks. Unemployment stimulus checks heat up this recording as well, because guess what? More people getting unemployed. But for now, massive stimulus checks are available everywhere. And they're $300,000 of stimulus checks, and I'm going to show you over this incredible recording how to get these incredible stimulus checks for you. Then we'll be looking at the major breaking news that happened this weekend and happens next week and ended last week as well, with Goldman Sachs, one of the most beloved banks, firing 8% of its workforce in the next few weeks, says a brand new report. Housing flips gone and stimulus news heating up. We'll be looking at some corporate earnings as we go into the end of the third quarter and starting the fourth quarter, but also we'll be going to 2023 as the countdown to get SSI 200, SS200 legislation passed with a $200 monthly raise of your benefits and a $2,000 stimulus check. It's a brand new show and it's a brand new recording. Hashtag Purple Power. Hashtag SS200. The breaking news all starts right here, right now, on a big, bold, beautiful evenings of Evenings LA. Happy holidays. Hope you're having a beautiful day and a beautiful evening. Tonight we have a lot of major news coming to you, and we're going to go over all these incredible stimulus checks one at a time. Get ready to learn and earn. The breaking news all starts right here, right now, from the shores of Santa Monica, California. It's Evenings LALATE. Good evening, about that. Tonight we learn about how to get those incredible stimulus checks before Christmas, how to use Christmas to get massive stimulus checks. And we're going to go over these incredible stimulus checks, which have been law since the month of March. Viewers have got to them, including viewers on SSI, have been paid on this channel since the month of March. And they're coming on a monthly basis, on average 18 months of stimulus checks, $3,000 of stimulus checks a month, 5 stimulus checks per month on average. And this is for you. This is the latest stimulus news. We're heating up tonight's broadcast from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Then we're going to go over how to use Christmas to get these incredible stimulus checks for you. These stimulus checks are low-income stimulus checks, SSI stimulus checks, SSDI stimulus checks, SSA stimulus checks, VA stimulus checks, RB stimulus checks in every U.S. state. Then we'll be turning to the news of PEBT stimulus checks coming to this channel. In tonight's recording, we'll go over unemployment stimulus checks once again. It returned to this channel 2 nights ago because guess what? Labor is falling apart. And Goldman may be laying off 8% of its workforce. How do you do unemployment to get unemployment stimulus checks? I'll heat up that topic in tonight's recording, plus the latest details on the markets. But first, let's go into the breaking news across the board. Massive stimulus checks are available for you right now, and those incredible stimulus checks are wonderful. These stimulus checks, again, are low-income households stimulus checks, SSI stimulus checks, SSDI stimulus checks, SSA stimulus checks, VA stimulus checks, RB stimulus checks. They're law. They've been law since March. They've been paying viewers of my channel since March. And I'm going to show you, if you just found LALATE, how to get these incredible stimulus checks right now. Why are we saying before Christmas? The reason is that these stimulus checks have a very fast payout time. In the case of Johnny, he got paid these fast stimulus in 48 hours. So Christmas at the moment is at least 48 hours away. That's why I want you to get these incredible stimulus checks. I'm going to show you how to get them. I'm going to go over each check with you. And then I want you to use the week of Christmas, the week before Christmas, and the week after Christmas to apply for more stimulus checks. You know why? So that you set yourself up for the new year to get massive monthly stimulus checks. And how many months are viewers on average getting stimulus checks right now? 18 months they're getting on this channel, $3,000 a month and 5 checks per month. Let's go over all these incredible fast stimulus upwards of $300,000 starting right now. Where do these incredible stimulus checks come from? They came starting in the month of March. I found them in the month of March on this channel, and they started by executive action of Joseph Biden. The night he announced it, they came on this channel, and viewers started getting them that night. They are stimulus checks A, stimulus checks B, and stimulus check C. Passed by executive action of Joseph Biden. They're huge. They're nearly $100,000 of stimulus checks in those first 3 checks. And again, you qualify. These stimulus checks are for you. Again, these are low-income stimulus checks. SSI stimulus checks, SSDI stimulus checks, SSA stimulus checks, VA stimulus checks. You deserve it. These were passed for you. What are you doing? Go get them right tonight. I'm going to show you how to get these incredible stimulus checks starting right now. You go right on this video, subscribe. You're watching the #1 most watched channel in America for this financial topic, and then you hit that bell so you have all notifications set to all on, and you go onto this video and join and become a member, because members are cleaning up with these massive stimulus checks. And that's just the first 3 stimulus checks, A, B, and C stimulus checks. Now let's go to E through K stimulus checks. These were passed by Congress, and E through K stimulus checks brought us to hundreds of stimulus checks for you. And then I found more stimulus checks thereafter, stimulus checks L, M, N, O, P, and Q stimulus checks. And where do you get these incredible stimulus checks as members? In the membership newsletter. Become proud members of the Purple Power family right tonight. Welcome to the nearly 100 new members who have joined this channel in the last 48 hours. Membership is through the roof. The LALATE newsletter is where you apply for these incredible stimulus checks. What is the LALATE newsletter? It's delivered from me to you Monday through Friday via YouTube alert. That's a YouTube alert you're looking at right there. That YouTube alert comes from me to you. You go past the guy at the surfboard. There he is. Then it says click and view post right underneath him. There it is. Click that button right under the guy at the surfboard. And then it sends you into the newsletter. Then in the newsletter, you apply for stimulus check A. Click the link. B. Click the link. C. Tells you the 12 places to reach out to get those stimulus checks. E through Q. Keep on pouncing and getting these incredible stimulus checks. Again, that's the LALATE newsletter. Monday through Friday. 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. East Coast, that's 10 o'clock. East Coast, like New York, New Jersey, Rhode Island. Midwest, like St. Louis or Chicago, that is 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. And the West Coast, like me, it is 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Click the View Post button under the guy at the surfboard. It sends you right into the LALATE newsletter. And then you go start applying for those incredible stimulus checks. Become a member right tonight. And we're going to go over all these incredible stimulus checks in just a second. Now, the reason I want you to get these incredible stimulus checks before Christmas is because there's still time. The fast routing time of these incredible stimulus checks is wonderful. And that is what we saw with Johnny. And he got $45,000 in 2 days. So you have enough time to get some stimulus checks before Christmas. And later in this recording, I'm going to show you how to potentially get a brand new computer, tablet, or laptop for Christmas as a stimulus gift from the federal government. That's coming up in just a second. What's important to understand is I want you to also use the information you're learning in this recording as a member of Purple Power, proud member of Purple Power, to use the week before Christmas, the week of Christmas, and the week after Christmas to apply for more stimulus checks thereafter. Again, these stimulus checks are for you. You deserve them. They were passed for you. Go get them. These are low-income stimulus checks. God bless them for passing them. SSI stimulus checks, SSDI stimulus checks, SSA stimulus checks, VA stimulus checks, RB stimulus checks. Those viewers who are on this channel since March, who are on SSI and SSDI, have got to them. If you just found this channel, welcome. And now is your turn to get them as well. We're going to go over each of those incredible stimulus checks, starting with the first 3 stimulus checks right now. I'm not waiting a second. Let's go right into the first 3 stimulus checks right now to understand what they are and how you get them. The first 3, of course, are A, B, and C stimulus checks. Let's look at stimulus check A. Stimulus check A is a $6,500 to $12,000 fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. How do you get it? You go under the video, subscribe, go under the video, join the channel, become a member, then go down to the newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time via YouTube alerts to where you see check A, click the link and go right in apply. These incredible stimulus checks are from the federal government. They are not from your states, so they are everywhere. They're for Americans. They're not for state residents. They're for Americans. So it doesn't matter where you live. They are incredible. You're not stopping there yet. You can go then and get stimulus check B. As a member, you go a little bit lower in the newsletter after stimulus check A till you see stimulus check B. And there is stimulus check B. You click the link and go in and get those incredible sums of money. And stimulus check B is really the gravy train. That is the stimulus check that gives a lot of months of stimulus checks. Remember early in this recording when I talked about 18 months of stimulus checks? Well, that is stimulus check B that really helps people get lots and lots of months of stimulus checks. That's the stimulus check B that's helping people get 18 months of about $3,000 a month, about 5 checks per month on average. And it's happening all the time. We've had countless viewers who've gotten this incredible check B and those incredible 18 months, which you know is a year and a half of stimulus checks, and massive amounts on a regular basis from becoming a member from stimulus check B. So focus as well and get some incredible stimulus check B. How do I do that again? Go into this video, become a member, join Purple Power, subscribe to this channel. You're watching the #1 most watched financial news channel in America for the subject matter. And also like the video. Tell your friends and family, come on over. Share the video. Tag your elected officials with hashtag SS200 because that's coming up in just a second. Spread the word of mouth for people who you care about because you want them to be getting the big help as well before the recession starts in 30 days. You're not stopping there yet. You're going to go get some check C, which is for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. How do you get stimulus check C? Open that membership newsletter as a member and go down to stimulus check C. At stimulus check C, it's a little bit different. There it tells you who to call, what to say, and how to say it. 12 places. Make sure you reach out to all 12 places. Don't call one place and call it a day. Make sure you reach out to all 12 places for several reasons. One, they have different pots of money. So you can get different pots of money from different places. Number 2, one may say no and one may say yes. And it happens all the time. Let's look at these incredible numbers for stimulus check C. Do you want $30,000 of rent? Then become a member and get some stimulus check C. Do you want some beautiful $15,000 for utilities? That's what Mark's brother-in-law. Then join this channel, become a member, get some incredible utility stimulus. Combinations of checks. Mark had gotten $32,000 of stimulus checks, then he went to $50,000 of stimulus checks. And then he went to $100,000 of stimulus checks. And then he went to $166,000 of stimulus checks. This is low-income stimulus checks, SSI stimulus checks, SSDI stimulus checks, SSA stimulus checks, VA in every U.S. state for all Americans. And here's Lorraine. She was at $105,000 of stimulus checks. What happened after that? Well, she went to $150,000 of stimulus checks. She's not alone. Dragon, triple member to all 3 channels. Subscribe to all 3 channels. She has gotten $170,000 of stimulus checks. And Lynn Glenn, who wants you to know that anyone on disabilities can do this because she's done it as well, has gotten 14 months of incredible stimulus checks and 12 months of incredible rent checks, and then helped a friend and family to get those incredible sums of money. I misspoke about disabilities. I'm referring to her friend for disabilities. So get those incredible sums of money right today and pounce Purple Hawks. Those are just the first 3 checks, checks A, B, and C. But let's continue with the breaking news before we continue into stimulus checks E through K. The other breaking news we're dealing with right now is the countdown to 2023. What is the countdown to 2023? Well, in 2023, watch as PEBT stimulus checks come to LALATE. What are PEBT stimulus checks? These are checks that are owed to certain households because of COVID in 2021. Law already passed, but the problem is they still have not sent out all the checks, and they're sending them out slowly. So while people were impacted by 2021's COVID, some of them have still not gotten paid. And that tees up another topic on this channel, the 2023 new bills, SSI reform, Social Security reform. The Democrats have written a series of different bills in the House and the Senate, which they intend to merge, and actually Republicans as well, that propose to reform Social Security. This is SSI, SSDI, Social SSA, VARB. It goes by the hashtag campaign on this channel, hashtag Purple Power, hashtag SS200. They seek to reform several things. 1, how much money you get paid, and 2, how much money you can add on top of that. First, the first concept is a $200 monthly raise of your benefits. That's on top of your new raise for next year, already announced at 8.9%. That's on top of that. And then a one-time $2,000 stimulus check. What is the concept of this? The concept is very simple. When the pandemic hit, you are not getting paid enough money from the federal government if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, SSA, Social Security, railroad benefits. You weren't getting paid enough. Then they want to get you a big check, $2,000, to get you caught up a little bit, and they want you to remain caught up at a $200 monthly raise. Why is this important, and why did it happen? It happened because your benefits are tied to something called COLA, C-O-L-A, that hasn't worked for decades because it's attached to something that's dependent upon inflation. And we haven't had inflation in this economy for many, many years until the last year and a half. So what's important to understand is that your benefits were not going up all these many years until 2021. And all those years you should have had more checks in the mail. And you didn't. Now they're going up, but that doesn't still pick up those lost monies you're owed from prior years before 2021. So that's why they want to reform the system. The concept is a one-big check, one-time check, $2,000 to get you caught up really quickly, and then keep you stayed caught up. And this is hashtag SS200. Go on social media, tag your elected officials, share this video. Tag me, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, hashtag Purple Power, hashtag SS200. What do they also want to do? They want to remove the marriage penalty. What is the marriage penalty? The marriage penalty, as you may know, penalizes people horribly. It's a very antiquated law, almost 50 years old on the books, makes no sense anymore, in which people who are on benefits who get married may lose their benefits. Like people on disabilities who get married together, they'll lose their benefits. Makes no sense. Also making no sense, the income cap. The income cap was passed decades ago when income levels were different and when people needed an income a little bit different than they do today. Well, now you would be allowed to work if you wish to. You don't have to. Part-time, full-time, whatever you want, and still stay on benefits. How wonderful is that? You want to take a 7-hour-a-week job and make a few extra dollars, you can. And then they want to lower the eligibility age of Medicare and lower the eligibility age of benefits. This is all part of the SSI, SSA, SSI, SSDI, VA proposed legislation. I call it the SS200 2023 bills. There's several of them. So go on social media, advocate for these incredible sums of money. Remember, these stimulus checks are in addition to the stimulus checks which are already news. And without a delay, let's go back into some more incredible stimulus checks. The first 3 stimulus checks which we did were stimulus checks A, B, and C. Let's now get some more stimulus checks E through K, L, M, N, O, and P, and Q. And these are all law. Remember, let's step back a moment. Back in the month of March, Joseph Biden passed those first 3 checks, stimulus checks A, B, and C. We already did those. Those are law. Now we're going to turn to the ones that Congress did just a few days after Joe Biden. Those are stimulus checks E through K. These are law. Where do I get them? In the membership newsletter. And viewers have been getting these incredible checks, and it brings us all the way from A to Q. So let's pick up where we left off at stimulus check E. Stimulus check E is a $7,500 stimulus check. SSI, SSDI, VA, RB, you all qualify. Low income, you all qualify. People make $75,000 or less, you qualify. Marry a couple $150,000 less, you qualify. How do I get it? Go down the membership newsletter at stimulus checks E through K. So here we go. E, $7,500 stimulus check. Love it. Stimulus check F, $4,000 stimulus check. Stimulus check G, 30% off. Love it. Then stimulus check H, $2,000. Then stimulus check I, $8,000 stimulus check. I love that. Then stimulus check J, $8,000 stimulus check. Then K, $14,000 stimulus check. That is absolutely wonderful. So where do I get these stimulus checks E through K from Congress? Down the membership newsletter after A, B, C. They're together, E through K. Now, what's up after that? Then we find the other stimulus checks in the newsletter, which I found. I'm always looking for other stimulus checks for you because I want to make sure you survive this 2-year recession. And I found these other stimulus checks. Let's go to them right now. They're in the membership newsletter after E through K. Let's go to the first one. L. Stimulus check L is $100,000 on average of loan industry money. M, $4,000 grant money. Love it. Then N. Pause, listen, focus. Stimulus N is a beautiful Christmas gift for you. Do you want a brand new computer for Christmas? Do you want a brand new laptop for Christmas? Do you want a brand new tablet for Christmas? Well, if you're a member, go right tonight down to stimulus check N in that newsletter. And you can have a brand new tablet, computer, laptop for Christmas. It's for low-income households, for anyone on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, rural benefits, and it doesn't stop there yet. It comes with free internet. Wow, that is incredible. Congratulations to Lynn, Glenn, and Spelly who got this incredible tablet. It is one of the fastest items to get. You have enough days to potentially get this before Christmas, so get that stimulus check N application in tonight. Remember, you can do these applications in the middle of the night, middle of the morning. It's open 24/7. Then we go to stimulus check O, 0 down payment, 0 closing costs for a brand new mortgage, and then stimulus P, which is a beautiful 3% refi, and a Q is a $8,000 stimulus check. I love it. So there you go. Those are your federal stimulus checks. Passed in March, lost since March. Viewers have been paid since March. They were paid in the month of November. They were paid in the month of December. And they're going to be paid every month on average 18 months once approved. Yeah, don't you love that expression? It's automatic. So once you get approved for something on many months, it's automatic. So if you get approved for 18 months of 5 checks per month, you don't have to do anything for those 5 checks the next month or any of those next 18 months because it's automatic. Again, these incredible stimulus checks are for you. That's the stimulus checks news tonight. It's been the stimulus checks news on this channel since the month of March. Do it right tonight. Go get those incredible stimulus checks. Again, let's recap. 18 months on average, $3,000 of checks, 5 checks per month on average. What is the largest check? The largest check is $100,000. Smallest check is $8,000. Fastest routing time, Johnny got that fast stimulus. Started on Monday, got $45,000 by Wednesday. By Friday, he kept on pushing, and he got incredible 17 applications in 4 days, half rejected, half approved. Then he got $8,000. He helped his mom and dad each get $50,000. Then he helped 20 friends and neighbors get $250,000. You pounce and get these incredible sums of money. You're not done there yet because what happened after that? What happened after that is viewers continue to get these incredible stimulus checks like Dragon, $170,000, and other viewers like Lynn Glenn, who has gotten 26 different checks and has now helped a family member get 14 months of stimulus checks as well. What are these stimulus checks for? The rent, the utilities, the mortgage, the home repairs, the home appliances, the car, the internet, the rent. There's stuff in there for renters. There's stuff in there for non-renters. It's absolutely wonderful, wonderful stimulus. And you do it right now. Again, how do I get these incredible stimulus checks? You go onto this channel, become a member, then open that newsletter for members Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and go right in there and apply for those incredible stimulus checks. Again, there's hundreds of different checks, starting with the ones passed by Congress, the President, and then Congress. Become a proud member of the Purple Power family right tonight, where people are cleaning up. This channel has gotten its members $50 million since it launched in 2020. Become a proud member of Purple Power. If you are, you'll see that beautiful emoji of a purple hawk behind your name in the live chat. And thank you for your great new comments under the video. Deliver great, inspiring, tough questions, and I will answer tough questions. I love strong-willed questions. It's really good because we learn and earn more the tougher the question it is. One of the big tough questions, of course, is unemployment. What's going to happen with unemployment? Well, the unemployment numbers this week were not particularly great, were also not particularly good. And what's important to understand is that there is unemployment stimulus for you. Goldman Sachs, which you're looking right on the screen right there, is a beloved financial bank. Been around for decades, has great bottom lines, it's making a lot of money, but still, it's laying people off. According to a brand new report. A brand new report released in less than 48 hours ago said that Goldman Sachs could be laying off 8% of its workforce. And that is for a company that's doing financially well. The stock was down 1.48 upon the news. Well, here's what's really at issue. What's really at issue is that that new report at a semaphore signals that potentially Americans that work at Goldman will have to go get some unemployment stimulus. What is unemployment stimulus? Let's go over what unemployment stimulus is right now. Unemployment stimulus checks are great, but you gotta do them the right way. And 2 nights ago, unemployment stimulus checks came back on this channel for the first time in 2 years, and I'm loving it back on this channel. I love covering unemployment stimulus. Why? Because you got to do it the right way. You got to do unemployment stimulus the right way. If you do it the wrong way, you could lose thousands and thousands of dollars. So let's do it the right way, starting right now. If you got fired, go apply for unemployment stimulus checks. Where? On your state's Department of Labor or Department of Unemployment. You apply online. You can do it on the phone, but I prefer you do it online with a cell phone or a computer. You set up an account, your name and also your email address and username, your bank account. If you want to direct deposit, I recommend direct deposit. It's always better. And make sure you have all the numbers of the checking account or the savings account written correctly. You don't want to mess that up. You go in there and you do step 1. Step 1 is applying for a claim, an unemployment claim. What are the 3 most important things to do for step 1? The first one is make sure you get the date right. This is critical. And if you do it right, it'll be wonderful. If you do it wrong, you lose thousands of dollars and may have big problems fixing it. Let's say you were fired by the boss on October 1st, 2022 as a W-2 employee. That's your firing date. Remember the date. Write it down in case you forgot what day the boss fired you. October 1st. When you start step 1 with your state's unemployment website to set up an unemployment claim, you must use that earliest date of when you were fired, October 1st. Today is not in the month of October. Clearly, today is in the month of December. Do not use today's date. You use the date you were fired. Why? Because 2 months have passed. 2 months is 8 weeks. That's 8 stimulus checks for unemployment. You will lose out if you use the later date, the wrong date. The date you were fired was October 1st in this scenario. So you go in there, you put October 1st. Make sure you get the right date. And that is because every week is a stimulus check. If you put it at a wrong later date, you can lose weeks and weeks of checks. The next 2 questions are also very easy, but also important. They're strange questions. And when I first recorded them in 2020, people looked at me and I said, yeah, that's the question. But you make sure you answer it correctly. The first question is, are you willing to work? Excuse me, what does that mean? That means, do you want to work? Yeah, of course I do. Was that your question? No, it's not your question. It's a mentality type question. They want to make sure if there was a job available that you would take it. Yes, I do want to work. The answer is always a yes. Don't think this through too much. It's always a yes. Number 2, can you work? Is that a true question? It's not a trick question. What they're asking is, do you physically have the ability with your body to move your arms and your legs to physically able to work? Well, of course I do. I was just working. I was fired in October. Yes, you must say yes. So you must say yes, wanting to work, and must say yes, willing to work, physically able to work, and that will approve your claim. But that doesn't give you money. It doesn't give you money because that's only the first of those two steps. The second step was the most hysterical moment in 2020 when I kept on making this recording and viewers never heard the second step, or they didn't listen to the second step. And then they got approved to claim. They said, LA, I'm approved for a claim. Why have I not seen any money? Did you do step 2? Oh, I forgot. Don't forget step 2. What is step 2? Every week you are unemployed, you need to certify for an unemployment stimulus check. What does certifying for an unemployment stimulus check means? It means you go back into that website from your Department of Labor, you sign in, and it'll actually tell you. It's not like you have to figure this out. It's very easy. You'll sign in, they'll say, oh, your claim is approved, but you got fired in the first week of October. You haven't certified for benefits in the first week of October, or the second, or the third. You haven't certified at any time for any of the weeks of October, and you haven't done November, and you haven't done half of December. Oh, so what they will do on the website will automatically do for you is it'll ask you to certify for benefits 1 week at a time. It'll do the earliest week from the time of firing, first week of October, and then continue each week until it's done. It'll say the first week, done, thank you. You want to do the next week? Yeah, I do. And you do the next week, and then the week after that. If you have to take a break and get a cup of coffee, don't worry if you sign off or sign on, because we'll still know you haven't finished it. And it'll do all those weeks till you're caught up to the present day, which is great, because if you are late and just found LALATE, never done this, and you realize, wait a second, that's 8 weeks of stimulus checks, that's 9 weeks of stimulus checks, don't worry, you can get them. Happens all the time. Eileen Bellenkamp out of Florida in spring of 2020 on this channel, she had not done this, and she got a $15,000 one-time check because she had all those past weeks to catch up on. So once you do that, you potentially may have 6, 7, 8 weeks, that first massive payout, and you're going to look into a bank account and say, wow, I got 8 weeks of stimulus checks here. Yeah, because you had missed so many weeks of unemployment. If you're too early to certify for benefits, don't worry. The website will also tell you that. So it's a no-brainer. It's not particularly difficult. And they always have a tab in there that shows you when the check was paid. And generally, it'll come about 24 hours after that by direct deposit. It's that simple. The reason it's important to do this is so many people are getting fired. Unemployment stimulus is back on this channel for obvious reasons. The unemployment claims are growing quickly. And unemployment stimulus, in my opinion, will be, again, one of those major news stories coming back to this channel in the new year. Those unemployment stimuluses are important to know because look at these jobless claims numbers. Since the spring, unemployment claims have grown. They initially went, these new jobless claims, to 260,000 per week. That's a very, very high level. But where are we right tonight? The numbers slightly improved in the last week. The numbers are about 211,000 in the new jobless claims number released last Thursday. But it's this number, the continuing jobless claims. These are people who have an approved unemployment claim and are getting paid benefits on a weekly basis. That's a very high number. 1.67 million Americans. And that's why you want to get all these incredible stimulus checks. In the second half of this recording, we're going to continue with these incredible stimulus checks. And we're going to continue with stimulus checks again for you. If you're on SSI, SSDI stimulus checks, VA stimulus checks, low-income stimulus checks. We'll go over more about how to get stimulus checks before Christmas, using Christmas to get stimulus checks. And then we'll be turning to the market news and what we saw before the start of the weekend. Then we'll go over what part of this economy got its worst news this week and what it could mean for next week. Is there a silver lining? We'll look at the big exciting news for next week. It's just getting started. As America's most loved show in primetime for financial news continues, I'll see you back in 60 seconds with more stimulus coverage and more financial news coverage on LALATE. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues on a big, bold, beautiful evening of the evenings LA. Tonight we continue with the benefit raises. We'll go over the housing market and the unemployment and, of course, your forced stimulus. The breaking news continues right now on a big evenings of evenings LA. Massive stimulus checks of $300,000 of stimulus checks for you have been lost since the month of March. They're everywhere. They're from the federal government. They're for Americans. And those stimulus checks have been absolutely incredible. Let's look at Frank Mancuso. He got stimulus check B. And look how much of stimulus check B he got. 18 months of 6 checks per month. Folks, that is thousands and thousands of dollars. You want to get these incredible stimulus checks right now. Again, 18 months on average is how many stimulus checks viewers are getting. They're getting $3,000 of stimulus checks a month, 5 stimulus checks per month. This is fast stimulus, and this is for you. This is low-income stimulus checks. This is SSI stimulus checks. This is SSDI stimulus checks. This is SSA stimulus checks. This is VA stimulus checks for all Americans. It doesn't matter where you live, and it's a lot of money. What I want you to do is I want you to dedicate yourself some time this weekend and next week to make sure that you apply for incredible stimulus checks right now as a member so that you get stimulus checks before Christmas. There's far more than enough days right now if you move tonight across the board. Remember, you can apply in the middle of the night, you can apply in the middle of the morning. You can do it any time of the day because all the stimulus checks, with the exception of C, you do with your cell phone. You just go right in. If you're watching me on a cell phone, apply with a cell phone. You're watching me with a tablet, apply with a tablet. If you're whatever device you're watching me with, that's what you go in and apply for these incredible checks. Then I want you to use the days before and right after Christmas to set yourself up to having beautiful lots of stimulus checks starting in January. Why? Because that is when the pandemic then turns to another phase, the recession. The recession's not going to look like the pandemic of 6 months. It's going to be a 2-year recession. So I want yourself to be set up with lots of monthly stimulus checks. And they're there. Low-income stimulus checks, SSI stimulus checks, SSDI stimulus checks, SSA stimulus checks, VA stimulus checks, RB stimulus checks. And thank you for all the beautiful new messages you've been posting under the videos in the comments section. Keep on sending lots of spirited encouragement, kind messages to one another. We are a family in which we care about each other one at a time. Let's look at those continuing unemployment claims numbers. Now, why is that concerning? Because this is at a time in which there's not expected to be big unemployment claims, and yet there is 1.67 million continuing unemployment claims. What's at issue is that going into the weekend, we had a series of news that came in, and they were not particularly all consistently good. Darden, D-A-R-D-E-N, Restaurants is the parent of Olive Garden. You know what Olive Garden is? Now, Darden beat on top and bottom in its corporate earnings for revenue and profits this week. But why was the stock down 4.49% in the middle of a very, very otherwise good day for its news? It was because Wall Street analysts believe that restaurants will hurt in 2023 because consumers may not eat out because of inflation. Darden CEO Rich Cardenas said the company is currently performing at a high basis, but there's concern that In-store sales, which account for nearly half of Darden's revenue, like Olive Garden, may fall apart in 2023 if consumers don't buy in restaurants because of inflationary pressures. Meta got great news on Friday as the parent company to Facebook and Instagram was upgraded from a neutral to overweight by JP Morgan Securities, and Adobe topped bottom and top bottom expectations by analysts. The stock was up dramatically. That, of course, is a software company, up 6%. Housing may also be suffering big unemployment. And why? Because the housing market is not showing any sign of improvement. Doesn't matter if you're a mortgage seller or if you are a contractor, if you're a plumber or electrician. A lot of people are losing their jobs in housing. And the housing flip market is now flopping. People who would buy a home and sell it within a 12-month window are called flippers. And their market has fallen off 18.4% since just the prior quarter. This is the most dramatic drop of housing in a short period of time in nearly 2 decades. Now, Wolf Research expects that the downside into the year end may actually get worse. They believe the market may actually get worse and this economy may actually get worse in the next few days for the end of December. The comments came in and says it's nothing more than a short rally. But as we always said, markets have a very painful way of not rewarding the consensus that today's volatile environment may not be over. Does everyone agree? They don't agree. And I'll show you what's going on right now. One report that came in after the close from Paul Schatz, Heritage Capital, said a series of comments about what he thinks is going on with the market. Jump in the live chat and tell me yes, Paul, or no, Paul. Here's what Paul Schatz said. He says, I've long argued that the October 13th bottom of the market was the end of the bear market, meaning that we're going to a straight up trend for the rest of 2023. Yes or no, Paul? I say no, Paul. I don't agree that we're ending a bear market anytime soon. In fact, I think we're going into a recession starting next month. And a recession doesn't have a bull market, it has a bear market. Dog, whose name is Dottie, asked about the bond yields. And yes, the bond yields are not keeping pace with the Federal Reserve. Those bond yields are slower than they should be, and no one really knows where they're going. But here's one of the fascinating reports that came in after the markets closed, and I love this report. Actually, there's 2 reports. The first one I love, and the second one I hate. Let's go with the one I love first. The one I love is one from Wells Fargo's head of equity strategy. His name is Christopher Harvey. Write in the live chat, Chris yes or Chris no. I'm going to write Chris yes. Big yes. He says that in this year, 2022, the report that determined this economy, morning, noon, and night, was the CPI. Oh, yes, of course, that's a big yes. Remember how many times we've done the CPI on this channel? CPI determined how much your benefits are going up next year, 8.7%, on top of that 5.9%. CPI determined how much inflation we have, how much milk and eggs is going up, and how much rent is going up. It was the #1 report every month on this channel, the CPI, and it's what caused the Federal Reserve to determine what it was going to do on a daily basis. He says, Chris, yes or no, jump in the live chat. I say, Chris, yes. He says that next year for 2023, the new report that's going to be the lead report will be the jobs report, which is also monthly. Do I agree? I do agree to some extent. I don't think the CPI is going to fall off in significance, but I do think the jobs report is going to be significant as well. Why? The jobs report shows the unemployment rate. If that unemployment rate falls apart and goes through the roof, if people's unemployment numbers surge out of control through the roof, straight up, Federal Reserve may finally put their feet off, take their foot off the pedal, and stop raising those interest rate spikes. We would see this also in the weekly number, the jobless claims number. If it went to 270 or 208,000 new jobless claims, yes, the Federal Reserve would have to stop. So I think that's a great analysis. All right, let's go to the other report, which I hate. The the report is from LPL Financial. I don't hate the report. I hate what it's saying. It says Santa Claus can come whenever he wants to come. No, he cannot. He's Santa Claus. He needs to come in December. He can't come in March. That's just not, that's when Easter Bunny comes. The report says the Santa Claus rally, which is critical to this economy, it always starts around the 10th trading day of the month of December, which this year is December 14th. He says it can come late. Late? What is this quote? He says the market doesn't care when Santa arrives, just as Santa shows up. Speak for yourself, sir. I am distinctly requiring Santa to show up on time before Christmas, because what is he going to show up for? Valentine's Day? Sorry, I don't want to date you, Santa. What's your guess? I don't want to date you. That is the latest analysis going into a new week. So the analysis that maybe next week has a Santa Claus rally. Well, here is Earth to Mars news. Christmas is the end of next week. So if you don't have a Santa Claus rally by Christmas, then you can't call it a Santa Claus rally, because Santa Claus doesn't come around after Christmas. Hello. So to some extent, his analysis makes some sense. The Santa Claus rally can still come before Christmas, but it can't come after Christmas. It would have to start next week. So we will revisit this quote in about a week from now and see if Santa arrived and if the Santa Claus rally arrived with him as well. Let's go back into the breaking news that we're working on right tonight. The breaking news that we're working on right now is the massive stimulus checks that are available to millions of Americans. What do? You go onto this video, become a member. Congratulations to the 100 new members who have joined this channel in the last 48 hours. These are members who are pouncing in these incredible stimulus checks. You do them right today, because why? A recession starts in 30 days. It is not going to be like COVID. It's not going to be like a 6-month lockdown because of COVID. That was a 6-month endurance test. The recession is 2 years, folks. It's not 6 months. You need to get all those incredible stimulus checks. That is why, when I was the first American financial broadcaster in February to say a recession, the viewers of the channel told me, hey, LALATE, go get me some darn stimulus checks. If that recession does come in January 2023, as you're predicting back in February, give me some darn stimulus checks. And I found them. And that's what launched this channel. Go on in this video, become a member right tonight, and start getting stimulus check A. Go right in and to that newsletter and apply for stimulus check A. Then apply for stimulus check B. Apply for stimulus check C by picking up the phone and calling the 12 places and asking for those incredible sums of money. Go down to stimulus check N to get that brand new, beautiful tablet, computer, laptop, so that you can have a beautiful Christmas with free internet as well. Get this incredible stimulus right tonight. And finally, it's important to reflect on what we have seen in 1 week. What we've seen in 1 week was Jay Powell announcing that raise of those interest rate spikes from the Federal Reserve. And what happened after that? What happened after that was this graphic. Retail sales. Retail sales threw the U.S. economy into a tailspin on Thursday. What happened? Exactly what you and I had thought. We had seen on this channel over a week ago, a week before this graphic, that Goldman had said that retail sales in the stores were not good in November, Black Friday. They said the Black Friday pre-numbers that had coming in so far were looking horrible. And then they said, get ready to see November's retail numbers lower than Halloween in October. And then they also said, get ready for December to be even lower than November. And that's what happened. Retail sales for the month of November was expected to drop compared to the month of October. They did. But while she was expecting a negative 0.3% drop in retail sales, they fell to a negative 0.6%. This impacts everyone, because guess what happens? People are going to get laid off. You don't need 20 stores in the store, 20 merchants in the store helping to sell items. If you're selling less items, they're going to get laid off. And what's going to happen? This number is going to grow, the unemployment. And then what are they going to do? They're going to be looking for other stimulus checks on top of that. So that is why there's so many topics on tonight's channel. First, big stimulus checks lost since the month of March. Get those incredible stimulus checks right tonight. These are stimulus checks for you. SSI, SSDI stimulus checks. RB, VA stimulus checks. Low income stimulus checks. How do I get these stimulus checks by Christmas? You go under the video, become a member. Welcome the 100 new members to the Purple Power family and get these incredible stimulus checks. Then use the week before Christmas, the week after Christmas, and the week of Christmas to apply for other stimulus checks. Get unemployment stimulus checks if that's you. Get ready for PEBT stimulus checks coming to this channel. And then get ready for 2023 and advocate for 2023 starting right now in 2022. Advocate hashtag SS200, SAM200. This is for the Social Security reform legislation. Several bills that propose to give you a $200 raise of your benefits, $2,000 one-time stimulus check, removal of the marriage penalty, removal of the income cap, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. Hashtag Purple Power, hashtag SS200. Keep on advocating because this is the graphic we showed back in February. Look at this graphic. And look how this graphic came out exactly as I predicted in February of 2022. I told you the financial cliff would happen, and that financial cliff is just around the corner. You don't wait for things to get worse. You become a member right tonight. Congratulations to all the wonderful viewers who keep on pouncing every day on this channel. I'm so inspired by you, and other viewers are being inspired by you as well. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, God bless. Thank you for joining me on another broadcast. The programming continues throughout the night. Evenings at LALATE on Channel 1 every night at 5 o'clock. Then at 6 o'clock, Evenings Countdown on Channel 1. On Channel 3, Street and Stimulus at 7 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, Extra. At 9 o'clock, Sunset. And the programming continues throughout the night before returning on early mornings LALATE at 4 a.m. LALATE Live airs on Channel 1 every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Jump into that live show. On Channel 2, Stimulus Live, airing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the new show, Stimulus Tonight, airing on Channel 2 every night at about 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And then on Channel 3, Wall Street Live, airing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, two other breaking news we want to go over as well, which is crypto. There's big concern that the crypto industry may have resistance levels we never knew. If you've not noticed, Bitcoin has held its resistance level at its current numbers and has not gone lower. The reason a brand new analyst report featured tomorrow on this channel is that the money in crypto is not going somewhere else. It's just not going into other coins. We'll go over more about this as well, and we'll be doing the latest market recap tomorrow additionally. The market ending a very volatile week in which stocks were down day after day, and that implosion started with what looked like something like this, 300 points down, but ended at 800 points down, and then every day after that got worse across the board. That's why you get all those incredible stimulus checks. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, God bless you. Keep on pouncing as a Purple Hawk. Keep on doing what you do so well. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful night, and as always, stay with LALATE for more.